Hello, 8th grade. Okay, today we're going to continue going over some of the tricky problems from our MLQ. This was the second problem on the MLQ that I know a lot of people in Princeton were struggling with as they were taking the test. Had a lot of people asking questions about it. The biggest thing to do when reading this question is to annotate it so that we really understand what the question is asking us. So it says Jill wrote the following equation: 2 cubed times 4 cubed equals 8 to the 6th. And her teacher marked it wrong. Explain Jill's error and then use exponential notation to determine why 2 cubed times 4 cubed equals 2 to the 9th. All right, so what was Jill's, if it says explain Jill's error and it says her teacher marked it wrong, is that first equation, the one that I've written on the board, true or is it not true? It is not true. We know that from the text. So in your answer, don't say this problem. If it's telling you that it's wrong, don't say I think Jill is correct and her teacher's wrong, because that's not what it's asking. It's telling you that it's wrong. It's giving you the first step. All you have to do is explain why now. So if we have 2 cubed times 4 cubed equals 8 to the 6th. So a lot of people were getting this. People were saying this was correct, which is, at least we know our rules. They were saying it's correct because when we are multiplying, we add our exponents. But what needs to be true in order to add our exponents? Our base needs to be the same. So this would be true if it was 2 cubed times 2 cubed equals 2 to the 6th. But our bases aren't the same, so we can't use that rule. And that's why Jill is wrong, because Jill used the rule for numbers that don't have the same base. The only way we can do 2 cubed times 4 cubed, so first, before we even get there, so write down the explanation in your own words for why this is incorrect. So she used our product rule when the bases weren't the same. You can't do that. So now pause the video if you need to, write that down, and let's move on to the second part of the problem. Now it says use exponential notation to demonstrate why 2 cubed times 4 cubed equals 8 to the 6th, or equals 2 to the 9th power. In this problem, is the problem telling you that this equation is correct or incorrect? This equation is correct. It is giving you that. So don't try and argue with it if it is giving you the correct answer. You just need to explain why it's correct. So now I have two numbers that have the same base, but I still can't do anything unless all of my terms have the same base. I cannot simplify this in the slightest unless my numbers have the same base. So if I'm doing this, I need to find a way to make 4 have the same base as 2. Is that possible? Is there a way to write 4 as 2 raised to an exponent? Let's try it out by multiplying 2 by itself and see if we can get to 4. 2 times 2, easy. We only have to do it twice. So 2 raised to the 2nd power equals 4. Now this gets a little tricky though, because now we have to put in 2 squared for 4. So if I rewrite this, it'll look like this. 2 cubed times 2 squared raised to the 3rd power, right? Because I need to have my 2 squared raised to that power still, just like my 4 was, equals 2 to the 9th. You can do this by using all your rules, or you can expand this one out, because I have 2 cubed times 2 squared 3 times equals 2 to the 9th. So now how many times am I multiplying 2 by itself? Here I'm multiplying it by itself 3 times, plus another 2 times, so that's 5 times, plus another 2 times, which is 7 times, plus another 2 times, which is 9 times. If I were to expand this all out, I'd have 2 times 2 times 2 for 2 cubed, times 2 times 2 for 2 squared, times 2 times 2 for 2 squared times 2 times 2 for 2 squared. And how many 2's am I multiplying by itself now? Right, I am multiplying it 9 times. And it says use exponential notation to demonstrate y2 cubed times 4 cubed equals 2 to the 9th. So this is what it was asking for you to show. It was asking for you to substitute 2 squared in for 4 and then expand it and show that it equals the same thing. All right, at the bottom of the page, you have a few questions as independent practice that are similar to this. And it says rewrite the following equation so that all terms have the same base, then determine if the equation is true. So if I have 2 to the 5th power times 8 equals 2 to the 8th power, do all my terms have the same base right now? No. So which one do I need to change? I need to change my 8. Is there a way to write 8 with a base of 2? Let's try multiplying 2 by itself and see if we can get to 8. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 will give us 8. So 2 to what exponent gives us 8? Yeah, it'll be 2 cubed. Is this true? Yeah, it is, because when we multiply, we add our exponent. 2 to the 5 plus 3 equals 2 to the 8. So we changed our equation to have all the same base, and yes, it is true. So those are the two things you need to have on your paper. Try the 2 other examples independently. Good luck.